you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowles for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Let's Do a Talk Show. It's your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, the CEO and founder of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And you know what I do in a nutshell, right? I help to turn dreamers into doers. And I do it from two aspects. I do it from the aspect of career development, resume writing, interview preparation. You're looking to change jobs, or if you're looking to get a promotion package, I got to bring one of my clients on board. I know I'm off script, but one of my clients just had a major promotion. And I also do it from a business aspect. So if you have some ideas and thoughts, want to bring them into fruition, if you already have a business and you're looking for a marketing strategy or you're looking for ways to expand your business, I am your girl. Here at the Let's Do It Talk show, we were primarily created for entrepreneurs, right? Quickly, we realize that the entrepreneur is an entire person. So we talk about faith, we talk about finances, we talk about the future, and we talk about families and relationships. Today's episode, as we are on the second Monday of the month, is Money Making Mondays. So we have our financial gurus in the house, and we are going to be talking about this economy. So the state of the economy and how it's impacting you. But you know what I do before I jump into the show, right? I tell you all about my weekend, my week and my weekend. Jesus, my weekend, my weekend. So I had the opportunity to spend it with my lovely apples, which that's what I call my apples. That's what I call my grandkids. You all. I had prayers out for everybody with small kids. They came over, so I had them for a week. They came over with a schedule. My refrigerator was empty. I mean, everything is just so costly. So all day Saturday, I was at a basketball tournament. The youngest one plays basketball tournament all day, all the way out Gatesburg. And I was just like, I had girls. So the boys, it was just like a whole reminder of what happens. The youngest one did not want to go home. I couldn't tell him no. He had me in the yard playing baseball, at the park playing basketball. He met like so many friends. I was so happy with them that I ended up giving them like everything. And then today was 7-Eleven. So y'all know what I did, right? I went and got my free Slurpee, and that's what I do every year. So happy Slurpee Day for 7-Eleven. And then one other thing. So the last pictures you saw were those healing boxes. Every time I keep saying like, okay, this is it. Something happens very impactful. So one of my childhood friends, her mom passed away, and a neutral friend of ours reached out and purchased a healing kit, and I added extra stuff in it. And so she called me today. Today is her mother's birthday, Audra, and her mom. She just buried her mom last week, and today's her mother's birthday. And she called me and was like, "My sisters and I are meeting at my mom's gravesite for her birthday. Can I please have two more boxes? I want to order two boxes for each one of my sisters." So of course I added some stuff in there, but really truly a blessing. You just never know how God is going to use you. Never in a million years would I have thought that He would have used me, crybaby, can't deal with that um for His vessel of helping people in their healing processes. So to God be the glory, but never thought that this would be my assignment. So yes, that was my weekends. Love, 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 love my grandbabies, but geez. So people with small kids, I was like, I need to start doing like a donation or something. Like one trip to Chipotle was like 4 times what I would normally pay for myself. But anywho, let's jump into the show. Economy. So let's jump into the show. So on the show with us, we have our contributing host. So first up, Sakajuwit Manning, let the people know who you are and what you do.
Hi. So great, glad to be on Money Making Mondays. I am Saka Julia Fanning. I am the CEO and founder of Fanning Financial Group, LLC. I love to help people get on the road to financial stability by building them a blueprint of how they can improve their budget, savings, and retirement, which is a key thing we will be discussing today due to the economy. So please make sure you are tuning in and listening and seeing how I can help you down that road.
Yes, yes, yes. And next up, we have Janice Bowles. Janice, let them know who you are and what you do.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Janice Bowles. I am the owner of B Premier Ventures, where we buy and beautify distressed properties. We renovate them and we sell for profit, so we flip. I'm also into now home building of modular homes. Modular homes is a new wave of homes that's going to be coming up regionally, cost effective wise for different regions. And I'm premiering in home building in that area as well. But I do all things real estate. I'm also a realtor licensed in Virginia. My real estate brokerage is also licensed in Maryland as well. So all things real estate with me. I love conversating and helping enlighten folks if they're interested in getting into the real estate as far as investment side of things. So all things real estate with me.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my goodness. So, very good topics that we're going to be talking about tonight. So, the title is The State of the Economy, Understanding How It Impacts You. So, how it impacts us as consumers, how it impacts us as workers who have been saving for years for our retirement, how it impacts us as home buyers and just spending money on an everyday plan. So, let's just go ahead and jump into this topic about retirement. So, Sakajuwe, I know that this is your area, and yes, we have been talking about it for months as it was leading up into this. So many different things have happened that has caused the stock markets to go every which way but up, right? And so I was talking to several of my colleagues. I work for the federal government. I was talking to several of my colleagues, and we were talking about our thrift savings plans account. And so it just so happened that the thrift savings plan updated their accounting system. And in doing so, they had reporting requirements. So in addition to our regular statements that we received, a special statement came out that covered a period from early April to the ending of May,
Mhm.
right?
Uh-huh.
And on those papers, there were some not favorable numbers, and so we had an open discussion. Like the team leaders and branch chiefs, and my director, we're all really close, so we was sharing our personal, information. And one of the things that you always talked about, which is I could have just took some of your wording, some of the vocals that you have said, and just poured it into our meeting, right? Because we're all of different ages. I think the youngest one may be 35,
Okay.
right? I'm on the elder end. I'm on the elder end. There are
That's just
two.
fine wine. Fine wine. Better with age.
Exactly. I embrace mine. So two of them are a little older than me. I think like one is like 5, and the other one maybe like 7 or something like that. Anyway, your whole point. All different portfolios, all different situations. we had a conversation and they were trying to convince me to leave my money. Well, it's a large portion of my money. Well, they were saying don't leave as much, leave a portion of it in S&P. And I said, I will not. I'm leaving zero in there for now. And they were like, it always turns around. And da, da, da. I said, I look at the trends. This is the worst performance that it has been over, I don't know how many years, 8,
Right.
11, or whatever it is. I don't even care. For me, in my house, I was like, we will not be sitting anything in there losing thousands of dollars a month. So I was like, I can't wait till we have this show so that we can talk about it. And even like on some different shows, financial folks are talking different things and whatever. And I'm like, like even on this show, I joke with y'all when y'all say something I go against or I challenge it. I joke with y'all. Y'all know I really respect and honor y'all as expertise, but I'm always gonna go against the grain. This one, I was looking at the TV like, nah. I was on YouTube, like, cause y'all don't watch TV, so I was on YouTube watching everything. I was up all night. I'm not kidding y'all. I was up all night after receiving it, and I was like, nope, I'm hitting that button tomorrow. I'm hitting that button tomorrow. And when I got up that morning, I hit the button. I was like, I'm not doing this. So talk to me about this, and talk to me about traditionally what one would say, but now realistically, what's going on. And we don't have to dig deep right there because I want to go and talk about everyday budgets and everyday things that happen to everybody, no matter what industry they work in, even if they're business owners. So I'm talking like food, houses, cars, all of those type of things. So I just wanted you to touch on this though, so I can know whether I was hard headed or whether I'm cool. Well, it don't matter. I'm still, but yes, let's hear it from the expert.
No problem. So I think a lot of things are people are relying on the old adage advice of, the market comes in cycles, goes
Mm-hmm.
up, comes down, and eventually go back up. So basically, if you move it, you're kind of shorting yourself or you're putting yourself in a worse situation, which people don't understand. No, because this time is very, very different. And so people don't understand that multiple factors are happening, that back in the day, it was like single solitary events, like the tech bubble burst, and that was
Right.
it, or the
Right.
housing market bust, or
Right.
that was it. No, we're seeing definite changes in the housing market, tech market, and inflation. Like everything is being targeted all at once. It's like come to Jesus meeting, everybody coming with their problems to the table. And so you have to be very diligent on your individual situation.
Right.
Because the thing about it, the old advice that people would tell, and some are still using this advice as a financial advisors, oh, just sit and wait because you only need 4% to live off of. Da 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 da. That should be a red flag because guess what? Inflation is at an all-time high around 8%. So you're telling me I'm going to be okay with just living off of 4% when inflation is already 8%? That means my money is only working at a 50% capacity. So tell me, how would you be doing on 270 or 495 if your engine or car is only at a 50% capacity? Would you feel safe? You wouldn't, right? You would want to see what you need to do to get yourself and your situation closest to 100% as you possibly can. So with some people, they don't think about individuals' goals and plans. If you're trying to retire in a certain set amount of time, you may not have the time for the market to bounce back. So guess what? You want to pull in your how do they put it? The little life raft. You want to pull it in and save it. And you want to make sure you can save as much as you can from the holes in the boat as you can. Because right now, what I try to tell people, it's like when you're going to the ER or urgent care, and a person has like a severe, like, I don't want to say it be this, graphic, but say they got a stab wound or a bullet wound. You got to triage it. They're losing blood. Their life is on the line. So you during a triage, you're going to try to do the first thing, which is what? Stop the bleeding. And
Right.
stop the bleeding is what people are trying to do with their retirement accounts right now. because they have worked hard, they have saved, they have done all the right things all these years. And then in a snap of a finger, I had, and you brought up a great point. I had a client who literally, from the whole year of 2021, she gained a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
She lost that year's worth of gains in 90 days in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing higher than expected and scary losses that are happening in days,
Right.
not weeks, not months, not years, but days.
Yeah.
And so you have to plan, and you need to start thinking ahead of time. How can I stop the bleeding for now and just ride it out? Because it will pick back up. But guess what? Let's stop the bleeding as much as we can, to a minimum,
Right.
as minimum as we can. Then when the market gets back up, boom, let's get back and see how can I start gaining back again if the timeline permits it. Because
Yeah.
the thing about it, what people don't know, this is not over yet. And
Right.
it may not be over until the end of the year going into next year. Then it has to rebound, because people don't think when you lose 30, 20, 40%, when you get 20% back, you're just back at even. You have to double that
Exactly.
again
That's right.
to even go back to try to start gaining again. Like, people don't think how math works. They get, oh, well, when it hits back 20%, I'll be okay again. No, you won't, because you lost 20%. So guess what? If you had $100,000 in the bank, you lose 20%, you're losing $20,000. You're now at 80,000. Now to get that 20%, what people don't realize, they're still thinking of that 100,000. No, 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 no. When you get that
You should
20%
go to
back,
the calculator. Come on,
oh yeah,
financial
but
guru.
You see
you're
her. You
getting
see her.
20% of the 80,000, which is
Yeah.
15. So you're
Yeah.
getting back to 1996. You're still not even back to your 100,000 yet.
That's right.
I
You're
That's
love
right.
that.
still not there.
I
So you
love your
gotta be,
breakdown.
yeah,
I absolutely love your breakdown. I love the phrase that you use of stop the bleeding. That's it.
Hmm.
Like, pretty much what you explained, coupled with the session that you previously had where we went one on one and you talked about the various things.
yep,
Like, I was so confident. I'm so serious in that
yep,
meeting. And if it was against any, I was like, mm-mm. I sat down. I'm telling you, I was up all night. I did the numbers and I was like, how long would it take me to gain this back? If I stop now, like, the likelihood, I looked at the trend, we never know when the market is going to pop back. And yes, when it pops
exactly.
back, it's normally a pop. But I was looking at like the average of the loss and the projection of what it could be. And I was like, even if it comes back powerful, I was like, I'm good. I'm good with this.
Right.
So thank you so much for all of your monthly teachings. I'm joking, but I am so serious. I was up all
Yeah.
night and I felt so confident that morning, like, going against the grain with this one. I am doing this. So
Right.
appreciate that. I wanted to touch upon that. We're going to go into budgeting and housing and all this stuff. So I want to talk about housing and then I
Can
want
I
to
just
come
do
back.
one more point?
Yeah.
One more quick point. That's why I don't go on fear based. I go on fact and number based. You
Yes.
go back on the numbers, that's all we do. You know what I
Right.
mean? I use the numbers and I show you. Does this make sense? If it doesn't make sense, then we need to start making some plans and some
Right.
change.
Right.
And Sacagawea, just to touch bases on that, and again, your phrase, stop the bleeding. That's an awesome thing. You have some wonderful products that I'm sure at some point you'll be able to talk about
Right.
that folks can really get into, and it can kind of ease their mind in a sense. Because a lot of folks, well, they're going to stop. They don't want to lose money, but then they're
Correct.
going to stop it. But then you still have the mindset of, okay, I just don't want it to sit here. How can I still get some sort of growth? So, I mean, the information that you have, I'm sure you're going to put it inside for everyone that they can kind of, transition to during
Correct.
this time frame. That's
Yes.
going to it's
And
going
I
to stand
actually
out where they're going to grow even more.
And I actually want you to hit upon that. I was purposely trying to
Okay.
divert the conversation because
Yeah.
I want you to hit on that at the end.
Okay.
Because so I'll tell you now already, since Jenny said, I was going to ask you, when is your next class?
Yeah.
When is your general classes and when is your federal government? So I was going to kind of like say it at the end, but okay. But definitely, I want to come back to that. I want to go
Okay.
to housing. cars, standard budget, and then I want to get back to that.
Okay.
All right. So let's go to housing. Oh
Yes,
my
yes,
goodness.
yes.
So I'll just say from a consumer, I'll start trouble first, right? So from a consumer standpoint, a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I know, they have been competing for houses and losing the bids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this time frame now, I mean, we're in unprecedented times. Let's just be realistic. Whoever thought that the pandemic would have brought about such stimulating growth within the housing market. Okay, as far as values that increased, equity that increased for folks, and
Right.
definitely sellers market, but it's resetting now. It's definitely resetting. So last year, the interest rates was definitely half of what it is now. But also, folks were competing. They had to be paying, thousands and thousands above cost for just to put in a bid for a home. There were multiple offers and things of that nature. That is beginning to subside. We're now beginning to see a reset. The market is changing to the point where, because of the interest rates, I mean, it's higher than what it was last year, but it's still historically low. And I need people to understand that it's still very historically low. And I have some figures here that I want to go into, but it's changing to the point where it's going to be where there is more of a buyer's market, but it's about affordability. And who are those buyers and what can they afford, from a regional standpoint. My opinion with regards to folks that are renters, um, I still personally believe that this is still a good time to buy. It's definitely trending back into a buyer's market. Don't be so hooked on the interest rate per se, because if you are out there renting and you have a landlord that is increasing your rental payments, 5, 10%, whatever they feel, in a sense they want to increase it to,
Mm-hmm.
you have a mini mortgage in a sense,
Mm.
and you're basically paying those landlords properties and mortgages and padding their pockets, in a sense. Now, I'm a landlord myself, okay? So I'm on both ends of the spectrum with this. So my advice to individuals, this still is a time to buy. Please consider, if you can, don't just buying. You can always lock in. You can buy a point back. There's many different creative ways that you can get with your loan officers to get in, where you can get a pretty good, decent mortgage payment on a fixed rate. Or even if you have to try an arm, even if you have to have a try to arm or get into with the arm. Because for those folks that are renting, if you have a mini mortgage, you definitely want to buy, even in this time frame. That's my opinion with that. But the housing market is definitely resetting. It's getting to the more of a buyer's trend for sure. It's all about affordability and what's out there for the buyers to afford.
Mm, I mean, I don't love it in terms of what it is, but I love your choosing a wording, a mini mortgage. And when you look at it that way, it makes it seem like, oh my goodness, let me see what I can do. And it's amazing at how people just think they can't afford a house. I
Right.
mean, they just think it off the top
Mm-hmm.
without even trying to figure out like the ins and the out. And most of the time, if you have a steady job and a steady income,
Mm-hmm.
now the
Mm-hmm.
amount that you can afford and those type of things may be a little different. But I appreciate your wording, like mini mortgage. That's definitely a way to have somebody to look at it. You're paying like a great portion of
Yeah.
somebody's mortgage.
I mean, look at it from a standpoint of, there's certain areas here. I'm in Spotsylvania, Virginia. There's certain areas where an apartment complex, a mere one bedroom, could be $1,600. Okay. A three-bedroom townhouse in certain areas could be over $2,000. So you have to look at it from that standpoint. And, to get in as a first-time home buyer, in my opinion, you crawl before you walk, in a sense. So you start off with something that's reasonable. You
Right.
build your equity, you resell. Don't look at a home as it forever, especially for a first-time buyer. Look at it as an investment. I mean, we should always look at all of our homes as investments, even our primary residence, to be honest with you. but particularly for first-time homeowners, look at it as a first-time investment. If you qualify for, I'll just throw a number out there, a $400,000 home, do you have to buy at $400,000? Why can't you buy at $200,000 and work your way, build the equity and things of that nature? So there's ways that you can look at it, but to be paying $1,600, $2,000 again in rent, you're padding the pocket of the landlord. Why not pay that towards ownership and build your equity for yourself? And you can pull equity out when as you build, reinvest, invest in rental properties of yourself or in things of that nature, other small businesses, just different opportunities. But I really feel that don't let the rates that we have now, they're still historically low, frighten individuals from purchasing. I really don't.
Love that too. Love that. I love being on the show with y'all because I'm serious. I learned so much, and y'all know I play a lot, so I always throw out little things, but it's just always like bring on light bulbs. Like on Saka Jawed of the previous week when she was talking about withdraw money out your TSP or withdraw money out your retirement fund and do something else, make an investment. And just now you hit it again. It's like the equity in your home that you own. Take that money and invest in something else. And property is something that will never go out of style. Like owning property will never ever go out of style. So thanks for hitting up on that. So yes, okay, a mini mortgage and then some other things. So yes, and Dr. Shern is talking about if she was when in North Carolina she's living like a queen, but the healthcare system is not so good. So yeah, Maryland, the healthcare system is better, but every day living will deplete you in no time. Definitely understand that for sure. So Saka Jawed, well, actually, both of y'all, and then we'll go to Saka Jawed. So I just want to give my little input. I have a little experience. So car, right? The cars. Oh my goodness. So I was actually thinking of possibly the scarcity of the cars and the prices of the cars have risen unbelievably high. So I decided not to do anything in that area, but I was so surprised about it. I don't watch the news, so I haven't been following. But then when I used the same person, have used her for years. But when she was saying, like, pretty much now, it's best to order your car and then you'll get it. Like, I was like, put the car together and order. So yeah, these times are like sincerely real, and it's something that we need to like focus on. So Saka Jawed, it's 8:00. So before we jump to you, I'm gonna go to commercial, and then we are going to come right back. We're gonna focus on you. I want you to talk about budget, real budget, everything that's going on, eggs, bread, bills, everything. And then I definitely want to talk about the other piece. So let's go to a quick commercial. I love when y'all are on. Let's go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
Are you interested in real estate investing but not quite sure where to get started? Do you want to get the know-hows on creating ongoing passive income using the buy and hold strategy? Hi, I'm Janice Bowles, licensed realtor and co-founder of B Premier Ventures, a real estate development and consulting firm where we buy and beautify distressed real estate, renovate it, and resell for profit. With over 15 years of investing experience, B Premier has extensive knowledge in rural land development, fix and flips, and rental acquisitions. B Premier's current portfolio consists of properties within Florida and Virginia. Our firm's services includes investor project consulting, project management, and group coaching. For more information, visit our website at bpremierventures.com and schedule a complimentary discovery session, or subscribe to our email list. It's free. Follow me on Instagram at Janice Bowes for additional real estate investing tips. B Premier Ventures, we buy and beautify.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't already follow us, we are Let's Do It Talk Show on all social media platforms. Please share, like, and subscribe. Coming up, it's just so many things that I have been working on. So, um, as I mentioned earlier in the show, the grieving healing boxes are just like doing its thing. But the climb, so I'm so happy about the climb. And so I postponed it. It's coming out this summer. But as I was finished completing with the writing, it was so many people who were impactful in my life. So now I have someone writing the forward, and I have some of my former employees writing some things. So I just wanted to be a little teeny bit more. So I'm super excited about my book project. Can't wait for it to come out. But I was looking at the finishing touches and was like, I need some more. Like, who did I impact and who impacted me? So excited about that. And then later this week, Inspired Magazine, me and the ladies will be gracing various articles in there. So the spread is nice. I saw the draft. I can't wait for the official to come out. And yours truly is on the cover with the climb. So excited about all that God is doing in my life. So shout out to the good Reverend Dr. Sharon. She's commented like we should have actually invited her to the show to be on the YouTube in the Zoom room. She's commented and have like just a lot to say with various things. She talked about her housing, she talked about the healthcare, all of these various things that you need to recognize when you're going there. Shout out to Tony Slater. Hey, long time no see. And then also Shawnee, who goes by Yanette Reyes on the line. And just talking about all of the various things their different from their different angles. So I'm serious, y'all. I love when we come on and talk about the show because really over time, if we take all of the segments that we do from a month, like that's a whole financial advisor complimentary service if people really pay attention, follow up with you guys, and follow up with the information. They will really like have some nice reasons. I know I listen to y'all. Thank y'all. I might owe y'all a little check or something, but thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. So on the other end, earlier we talked about we jumped into retirement, and I know we're gonna circle back on some of the things that you can do with your money instead of sticking it in and steadily letting it fall. And then we also talked about the housing market and what you can do with some of the equity in it. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, or the areas that I wanted to really go in, is everyday budgeting. And you talked about it, Dr. Jawed, as one of the pillars when you were naming all of the various things that are compounding. But one thing was inflation. Like inflation, like people are they're either looking at that in a single lane by itself or not looking at it at all. But the way that you have to look at it is combined with everything that goes on. Like I love algebra and trigonometry. People be like, you're not going to use that. It's kind of like that. It's a mixture of a little bit of this and that, and finding the right combination for it. And you always talk about the right combination. So if you can just share a little bit on your thoughts about inflation, and Janice definitely like jump in on just inflation and just how the economy is really impacting us as consumers and as individuals right now on a daily basis. Gas, bills, bread, milk, eggs. All right, let me calm down. Go ahead, Saka.
No problem. So people are really unaware that, with COVID had many different facets. And it kind of hit not only from a health perspective, it hit from a financial economic perspective hard, really, really hard, because literally businesses and everything was shut down, meaning like everything, supply chain, goods, everything became kind of scarce. And so people don't recognize and they don't see that there are like domino and then lasting effects and consequences of that. Like we still, with supply and demand, still has not gotten back to like pre-COVID levels. And
Right.
so the thing about it, we're still playing catch up. And the thing about it, it's like catch up on speed, because now people are getting out more. People want to shop. They kind of didn't shop, so they save their money and everything like that in the aspect, which was a good thing. But now they're going back out and they're realizing, due to inflation, the buying power of the dollar is not what it used to be. And those factors come into play, and it's affecting everything. It's affecting gas prices, groceries, like you were saying, clothing. Everything is being affected, and people are thinking like it's a temporary thing. It may not be, because, like I said, economics, it's a cycle. We all go through a cycle. And guess what? We have been at record lows for so
Yeah.
many years. We have been at record highs of stock market earnings. Like it's come due, like the bill has come due in a sense. And
Right.
Mhm.
so things have
Mm.
now progressively and organically and naturally now are going back to a level of where we're in 2022, things are going to get more expensive.
Yes.
And so, not only that, it's like you got to look at the import export business. That's affecting things. We don't grow everything in the United States of
Right.
America. So, we got to see what's going on there. And then also our poor
Mhm.
farmers who used to pay for a certain amount for feed for cattle and things of that nature, it has increased. So guess what? The increased cost to them is being passed along to the consumer. So that's why we're seeing all this stuff now inflating. So right now, it is a critical time to be looking at your budget. Because the thing about it, the things that you used to get away with splurging, you may not can get away with anyway anymore. Look at ways to cut down on expenses. Like instead of trying to drive to work every day, maybe start carpooling more. Look into the carpool type of option going to and from work. I know it can be a pain. You have to get up a little earlier. You have to rely on someone else. But at the end of the day, it may, benefit your pocketbook more than you think.
Right.
Also, look at going into now joining the big box stores like your Costco's and your Sam's and things like that, because maybe buying in bulk may be helping your family to, do things, especially like paper towel, paper products, things of that nature. It's like you got to be now more strategic, because, something, I'm not going to lie, America, we're a little bougie. So it's like, oh, I don't want to do big box. I don't want to do blah, blah. But you may have to look at that to make sure that you don't have to spend every couple of weeks going to buy a 4-pack toilet paper instead of just buying the big bulk. Think about things that way. Think about buying the bigger carton of eggs than rather just what you need. Because the thing about it, if you can keep it and last longer, take a look. Because literally, it was like so funny to me. I was with my mom down in Georgia, and I showed her. She didn't realize like it was a higher price to pay for a product, but when you look at the individual unit cost, it was
Mhm.
cheaper. So
Mhm.
it's like learning these key things when you're
Yes.
making purchases. Look at the unit cost. Literally, the
Mhm.
ticket price might be higher, but in a sense, at the end of the day, you're doing a cheaper unit cost, and you can spread it out a little bit more. So you are, in a sense, spending less. So those
I
type of things, when you're doing budgeting and
Yeah.
savings, you got to keep in mind. But also, you want to tuck away a little bit, and it can be a little bit in the sense 15, $20, or maybe you can do 30 to 50 each pay period. Tuck it away into an emergency savings. So in case you got to buy a tire, you may have a flat or something pops up, you have that savings. Or, like I've been emphasizing, foot stump moment, build in an account if you want to take a vacation, because you don't necessarily have to sacrifice everything. Start building those little savings accounts towards a vacation you want to do, or for Christmas. Start saving that money now, because now more than ever, those little Christmas funds and vacation funds, you should start doing that, so it doesn't seem like you have to sacrifice and not live kind of the way you want to live. So those are just a few of my things. Sorry.
Totally agree.
So, Janice, I want you to talk, but let me just go to this comment, right? Shanice said, I'm going to learn couponing.
Yeah, no, I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that in to all my single
Yeah.
friends or small family friends. I have an account at Costco, so I'm gonna do bulk buy. So I'm gonna do a call, right? And we're gonna go in at least 4 people. Then we're gonna split it up 4 ways. So I go ahead.
There you go. Awesome.
You know, you Sacagawea, everything that you said was definitely on point. You know, this the season that we're in, inflation wise and whatnot, you know, every in the past previously it's a trend. It was a trend. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you can even go with the trend of kind of combined it with the political affiliation of as far as who's in the White House, you know,
Right.
things of that nature.
Right.
But the big difference now versus back then is the overall of what COVID has done,
Mm-hmm.
which we never experienced a pandemic at that facet,
Right.
and the domino effect of everything that you mentioned that it had impact on. Everything that we have to do now is kind of a lifestyle permanent change, is what we have to have a mindset
Yeah.
for, in my
Correct.
opinion.
Yes.
Mhm.
We can't look at it from, okay, well, this is just going to be only a temporary thing. We'll wait to this, you know, time to get back in. And I'll use the example for political affiliation.
Yeah.
Okay, once another Democratic Party get in, you know, things will change here, things will change there. You know, the politics aspect of things, we can no longer think about that. That's just an example.
Mm-hmm.
It's overall permanent lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we've got to be even more creative in thinking of ways to bring in more income as far as multiple streams. That's important. We've
Correct.
got to teach our kids the facet of that, you know, education, college education, definitely important and things of that nature, but also having a mindset of multiple streams in addition to your
Correct.
9 to 5.
Correct. The 1950s isn't gonna hit it anymore.
Yeah.
So-
You know, the 70s and the 80s when inflation hit and it was, you know, the oil embargo act and things of that nature,
Mm-hmm.
that's gone and over with.
Correct.
It's not just a single entity that has impact now.
Correct.
It's a multifaceted everything,
Mm-hmm.
from our gas prices, from the housing,
Mhm.
you know, from
Hey,
supply chain,
You can't rely on tech either. It's going.
tech,
Yes.
everything.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the mindset that we have to have: complete, total lifestyle change from a permanent aspect.
Correct.
I love that, Janice. I love that because it's so many different things. So when we were in the pandemic, right?
Mhm.
Our lifestyles changed. We were kind of like forced to do it. And a
Mhm.
lot of females, I stopped getting my nails done. Um, my hair, like I started getting my good hair done
Uh-huh.
and was getting braids and let it last. Different things like I get my toes done when I'm going on vacation or doing something in the summertime. I probably will frequently. It's been lasting for a minute, but I probably go an extra week or two. I'm not even need to go right now. But
Yeah.
anyway, very good point in terms of lifestyle. So let's stay on that and ride it a little further. We all know that during the pandemic, the nail salons went up.
Correct.
And I remember the first time going, I went for my mom's funeral, my sister's funeral, and then I went again like later in the
Mhm.
summertime. I remember going the first time and was like, didn't pay attention at the beginning or whatever. And when she rung up, I was like, oh no, I gotta. She was like, yeah, my friend, we went up for this and that and this and that. But
Uh-huh.
it was like a lot up.
Uh-huh.
And I had to rethink her tip. It wasn't her fault, but I was like,
Budget.
I
Budget.
wasn't ball on your tip anymore. Like, let me figure this out. But it
Yeah.
caught me off guard, and then I was like, made me think about you, Jensen, when you talk about supplies, demands, how things were not coming in at a certain time and holding up projects and different things. The
Yes.
other thing, hair salon.
Mhm.
Hair, different things, shipping, because expedited shipping and other things. So when you talk about lifestyle change and adjustment, those are things that are not going to change back.
No.
Schooling and them are not going to be like, oh, it's balancing a little bit. We going down. They're not doing that. Hey, that price is not coming back down. That's
Right.
that's going to be the normal price that you pay for that given thing. So lifestyle change. Sakajuwe, when you talked about unit, um, I know my mother is looking down, smiling. As a little kid, I'm for real. Y'all know I have like a nerd side of me, but as a little kid, I used to always look at the unit size. I used to always do, and I carried that into my adult years of when I'm purchasing. That makes a difference of whether I purchase a small one or a large one. I divide it by the unit size and see how much it costs, and sometimes, believe it or not, the pricing is so different in the unit cost, and because all the time you think the bigger and the bulkier you buy, the more you save. It's not always that way. You have to do the calculation. So when you said that, girl, you brought a little moment to me. So people should really be taking a look at that. It's all a part of value and being able to get that's the true get the best bang for your buck. And Shawnee signed up for all the single ladies, not single ladies, men are welcome to for our group thing. So I got Costco. Somebody else let me know who had BJ's, and we can do the comparison. We'll do the Sunday paper, get the clips. I'm playing about the coupons, but we'll figure out. But I'm so serious about I'm so serious about that. Like really managing, and it's so funny. Didi Hinton just jumped on. She was that was my Costco's person and my shopping person doing doing COVID. I had her, and then I had another client for real who was able to find Lysol and all this stuff.
I remember Miss Didi indicating that. Yeah.
And I had another client who was like, she was like got addicted to Lysol products because it was scarce, so she would go and look them up. And instead of paying me money, she paid me in products and cleaning products. So I never had an issue of searching and looking for anything. So yeah, so very good points. Very good points.
And one quick thing.
Yeah.
Now we can no longer, especially as an African American community, we can no longer not be financially educated and financially literate.
Right.
We cannot afford it. We cannot.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I don't have no smart joke, no play joke with that. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. So, anything else you all want to ask? So this is where, like, I want you to circle back, and I was going to ask you, like, all of this information that has compounded over the week. You have specialized in federal government because this is what Thrift Savings Plan and this discussion that we had, but like, and you did like a similar class before where it was targeted towards federal government. And I know you have your standard classes, but when shall we expect a Zoom class, a teaching or something from you where it can be a group that's like specialized or just general where people can openly ask you, like they can ask you on this platform, but where you really drill in and go in, because people are missing out and losing money when you're pretty much giving us complimentary advice. I know, like when sessions with you, they're much more in depth and it will, put into place. But tell me, what do you have, or what are we making you think of if you already have something?
I kind of already have it, but probably in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to come up with a date and everything like that, and I'll post it in our Let's Do It page to make like I did for everything else.
Yes.
And hopefully I'm going to try to do it in the next 2 weeks, because I'm not going to lie, people are like,
yes,
doing appointments and everything like that. So I want to make sure I have everything, the latest and greatest. But yeah, I think I'm going to focus it on federal government employees once again, and then have a session of, because it's kind of like nuance with federal government employees. Yes. And then also have a session specifically about retirement accounts. Everyone who's not a federal government employee. Right. I want to make sure I cover them too. So 2 different sessions, focused on 2 different groups, and I'm going to try to get those put together in the next couple of weeks.
And then another one, okay. I'm sorry, but no, it's the information is really so good. Another one, people who are everyday working people who have never had an interest or think they can't afford investments, don't quite know that process. So some people need to go back like to the basics of understanding, because it is when you do your general budgeting and you carve out things that you don't need and you find the money, that's where you're able to invest. Because otherwise, when you're not tracking it, and look, I'm taking your words because I learned this from you. Like
Mhm.
when you're not tracking the information, you don't know what the picture looks like. But when
Right.
you track it, you're like,
So that's kind of like the budgeting, like budgeting umbrella, because you really have to know where you are financially
right,
before I tell people to go and start investing in something. Because a lot of times people are still living paycheck to paycheck.
yeah,
So that can be like a budgeting type savings type course too on people.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, some of those wants that they have,
Yes.
or little things, necessities they can take away from and contribute to something else. So yeah, and just to plug as well, Dr. Julia, she's excellent. So when you do have your notification of your classes, she helps me add on an additive as far as additional life insurance for myself and my spouse, um, for our business, which is huge. You know, we're not federal, workers. We're entrepreneurs in a sense. You know,
Correct.
he's retired from a private sector, but with our investments of what we're doing within real estate and land development, and just building our legacy and our portfolio, that life insurance piece is very essential.
It is.
So
I know
I
that's
just want to
right.
plug that out there, Sacagawea, because
Oh, I can
that's even, that's more, that was great for me, and I
Mhm.
think people need to understand and educate themselves on that even more so as well.
Right.
I can second that. Like she's definitely like how I got with my additional insurance, and she'll remember I had like two things I delayed, and I was like, all right, I'm ready. And she's like, okay, you can do it when you come back. I came back and I was 50. And I was like, my numbers look different. She was like, you turned 50. But also it helped me. It was like one of those pockets where you couldn't refuse it. I was like, and I get my money back when?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's almost like a free life insurance. What's the name of index? I always forget the name of
Yeah.
it.
Index universal life insurance. The both of
Yes.
you. Yes.
Yes. So definitely get an appointment with Sakaja. We're not just promoting this. We're
Mhm.
clients, like, but for real, we're clients. But definitely help me. And I ask like a million questions. I'm just that type of person with everything that I do because I want to understand, not just have somebody told. So at the end of the day, I won't be mad at anybody. And when she broke it down, clearly explained everything, gave me my different options. I was like really satisfied and really pleased with my additional insurance packet that I have. So thank you so
Did
much.
you see Reverend Sharon's comment?
No.
Look at Reverend Sharon's comment. We totally agree. Totally agree.
Which one? Read it.
Reverend Sharon, she just indicated to insure or depend upon on GoFund.
Oh
Oh
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Go
Yeah,
for
I'm
it.
all
yeah,
looking at the
Go
long
fund
one.
is
I ain't
not a
even looking
player.
yeah,
at the short one. I was like, I
yeah,
always have
yeah,
financial professionals at my event because looking at the wrong one. But
yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah.
Always good
Yes.
information. Like both of
Hmm.
you all really bring the fire. And Shanae, when she's on talking about credit, like I got my
Yes.
credit thing. I'm good with my credit thing. I know how to, do what I need to do and understand it. Like not surprised. Like if I pay something off, it go down a little bit. Like that part
Hmm. Hmm.
was like
Hmm.
ridiculous to me. Didn't I'm like I paid it off. Like what do you mean? But
And the
just
key that
learning.
Shanae, I'm sorry,
Go
the key
ahead.
that Shanae indicates to us, our other colleague that's on here that gives wonderful information, is the right fit as far as which card to get those points and
Correct.
the percentage back. That means a lot as well,
Yep.
especially,
Yes.
if you're floating and you're using your card for business expenses and things of that nature, which we do a lot of. And then,
Mhm.
just that percentage back, that's huge.
I'm
That's
Mhm.
trying to
huge.
tell y'all. So
Yeah.
mine's
Sign up
not
with a
bald.
consultation with her too. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
I might not be balding like the bows, but my cars definitely like work for me. Like I do Southwest. I forgot what they do. I do Southwest, but I won't be paying for a flight for Southwest for some time. All my traveling I've been doing, like yes, I'm going on Southwest. Guess why? Because my flight is free
Yeah,
from
there you
points.
go.
Just from me buying stuff, paying it off, buying stuff, paying off. Flights are good and free.
There you
So
go.
yes. So I'll be flying. But anything else? So closing remarks, letting everyone know where they can reach you. Dr. We're gonna give you a little teeny bit rest so you can get
Okay.
your stuff together. Janice, let's go to you.
Everyone, you guys can reach me on social media, Janice Bowles. I'll put it into the chat as well. I'm on Instagram, Janice Bowles. I'm on Facebook, Janice Bowles, Boles. My business again is B Premier Ventures, and I love to chat, help you kind of decipher if you want to get into some real estate investing, some strategies within that, land development. Follow me on Instagram, where I'm right now working on a modular home that I'm so excited is coming to the conclusion because I had some delays and it was just really getting to me. But
Mhm.
all aspects, social media,
Yeah.
Janice Bowles.
Love it, love it, love it. And talking about classes, we're I'm ready. Like I know, like COVID kind of like threw things off, and then you had like a major project coming. But let's make something happen. I'm really like
Absolutely.
looking forward to working with you. I follow you, and I see a lot of big things that you're doing. I love it, love it,
Yeah.
love it. Shout
God,
out to
God is
you
good.
and
God is great.
Bose. Yeah. Dr. Jawea. Yes, 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 yes. Excited about the classes that are coming. And I've already attended it, already been in sessions with you, already got personal coaching. So I definitely endorse, look, like it's election time. I endorse, like I endorse you, like for real. But like tell everyone how they can reach you, and also for the sessions that you do as well.
Yes. So you can reach me on Facebook, either Sacagawea Fanning or Fanning Financial Group LLC. Also Instagram, Sacagawea Fanning, and LinkedIn, Sacagawea Fanning. So you can message me on either of those platforms. Consultations are free, no obligation. Sit down, do a one-on-one. It's confidential. We'll take a look at where you are currently financially, get a sense of your goals, and then set up a blueprint to do that, as well as taking a look really at your current retirement goals too, to see what we need to do. So yeah, I'll go ahead and put that in the chat in the comments, and then be working on getting the classes so we can get people going on that as well too.
Yes, and I have to add your beautiful flyer into our commercials. Love, 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 love your flyer.
I
Can't
had
wait to
an amazing creator of the flyer. She's just like,
no, you
oh.
are lying. No, but I'm not just saying it because I'm not just saying it because I
No,
created it.
I'm
Like,
saying it because it's true. This is
thank you,
fun.
thank you. But
Yeah.
looking at the magazine, I was like, her stuff looks better than mine. Like I gotta go back in the lab and redo my stuff.
The
Now,
spice
every
on
now
it.
and then you get a hit. That one, my
Go
dear.
do it, Ladrine. Go do it.
You already know. You already know. So, all right, you can follow me personally, Ladrine Howard Peterson, on Facebook. Do It Delivers is my Instagram. And then for the show, Let's Do It Talk Show on all various platforms. So we appreciate you. Shows that are coming up. So it's the summertime. I'm going to kind of like relax a bit and just kind of like call out hot topics of various things that are going on and have panel discussions. One of the things for sure, I know some time has passed. We talked about it in my office, in my groups, the whole little baby daddy in the McDonald's. We are going to talk about that. Did y'all see it? Just say yes or no. Don't answer. Don't talk
No.
about it. No?
I
Talk to
think,
me?
yes, I think so. I think.
All right. So Reverend
I'll be
Sharon,
up to speed on something. Yeah.
Reverend Sharon, like look that up because I know you're always open to come on the show. We're gonna have a panelist of people, and let's go in and talk about that. Me and my colleagues, we went into discussion, so it's gonna be just basically a lot of hot topics that I'm playing around with. I'm hoping Benny Thornton was supposed to come on with family business, the gift and the curse. He has some family medical issues. I hope he's able to come on. Of course, we are going to do the climb. Just getting the people in order for that. But basically, all throughout the rest of the summer, it's hot topics that I'm playing around with. So we're just going to have some panels and we're going to have some fun, fun, fun. And of course, we are are going to have the August Money Making Monday episode. So thank you, ladies, so much. Always appreciate you coming on the show and appreciate your advice. And to the listener audience, thank you, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.